Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we got a fun video. We're gonna be talking about my budget sim racing rig. Now, I've had this thing for a little over a year and it's held up pretty well for being a budget setup. But before we go into talking about it, I would appreciate it if you guys would consider subscribing to this channel and also my other channel, which is a podcast that I have with me and a friend. On our podcast, our guests go for a ride on the sim racing rig. So once we have 10 guests on, person with the fastest lap will get a prize, probably a gift card to like Amazon or something. Feel free to go subscribe. I would appreciate it. It would be really nice, and I'm sure you guys would enjoy it if you like sim racing content. Let's talk about the racing seat for a second. First things first, I have the G29 racing wheel. Kind of like a beginner racing wheel. It does the job. It's really fun to use and it's pretty dang durable. I mean, I've beat the crap out of this thing. Honestly, I've hit it a couple times because it makes me angry. The thing holds up and it's great. It's a great beginning wheel. I won't go into any specifics. You can probably go find that in another video. Second thing I got was the chassis. So the chassis I got off eBay. It is cheap. When I looked it up a second ago, it was $88. To be honest, the quality is so-so. In a good way. It's cheap, but it's durable. It bends in the middle. I'll talk about that later. I'll talk about some of the pros and cons. For the price, honestly, you can't beat it. And you could definitely fix the problems that it has for relatively cheap. I can't knock it. The seat I have is from Craigslist. I bought it from a man who was gonna put it in a Mustang. So seat, you're welcome for me saving you from a life of what was probably gonna be complete embarrassment and total humiliation. As you can tell, I'm not a very big fan of Mustangs. Under the seat, I have a slider, so it's fully adjustable. Anybody can sit in it and feel comfortable. With all the parts, I will put a link in the description for everything that I have. The total price on this thing was $426. Let's go hop into the seat. I'll do some gameplay. All right, I'm gonna hop into a race here and just kind of talk about using the steering wheel, what it feels like. Right now, I'm driving a Lamborghini Huracan because why not drive a Lamborghini if you get the chance to? Right away, the force feedback in the wheel is really nice. And I'm off into the sand. You can feel the steering wheel fighting back. That's the force feedback. The brakes, the pedals feel really good, but again, I haven't used any other system, so I have nothing to base this off of other than driving a real vehicle. So the brake pedal feel is pretty good. It's pretty stiff, so it gives you some like something to feel, something to push on, which is nice. And then you get paddle shifters. You can choose to use them or not. I use them just because, you know, that's more fun. One thing about this chassis I don't like is that you get some serious bend if you really push on it. That's something I think I could fix. It's not a huge deal. I am not paying attention to driving, so I'm paying attention to talking to you. I'm in the wall. I swear I'm good at this. As far as budget goes, this was so worth the money in the long run. I've become a better player at this game, and that's kind of where my head was when I bought this, is I wanted to be fairly competitive to give myself the advantage. Why not make it as real as possible with the simulator? And it definitely has helped, and for the price, you can't beat it really. I mean, it's altogether the same price as, you know, a new console. So if you're looking for this kind of stuff, this is kind of the route I would go if you're gonna be cheap about it, and that's kind of where I was at. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can always upgrade, you know, but to get yourself in the door, this is always a great option. Coming up on the last lap here, the checkered flag is a couple corners away, and then I'll get back to talking to you guys about the cons, the pros. I did the same thing on this corner. Jeez. Whoa! Ferrari back there is taking me out. I'm gonna go over some of the cons. All right, so the flex in this chassis is serious. It's ridiculous. Here, I'll try and help give you a visual of what's going on here. So it connects. It's two pieces in the box. So you get the back piece where the seat plate's up, and then you also get the front end with the pad for the steering wheel and the plate for the pedals. And then it all connects right here, and there's a piece of tubing inside this tubing, and you just toss two bolts in on either side, but it allows it to flex like quite a bit. Other than that, if you can kind of move this back and forth. I noticed that a little bit. Another huge huge con with this setup. So buying a seat off of Craigslist was a great idea for cost effectiveness. However, you don't know what you're gonna get off of Craigslist, and I kind of got the short end of the stick on this one, I feel like, because when I bought this, I didn't know he kept it in his garage, which I should have figured, but you can't bet on the fact whether the person is gonna smoke 37 packs of cigarettes a day. And that's what this man was doing. This thing smelled like all of the cigarette butts on the entire planet were inside of it. Like, you could peel the seat up and then you would find all of the cigarette butts. It took at least 2 months before the smell went away with heavy cleaning. But other than that, I have a plan to fix the flexing. I have an idea of how I'm gonna do that. I'll probably make another video on that and probably some more gameplay. I might get it a little more serious. Obviously, I didn't do anything crazy on this one. There will be more sim racing content. So if you are excited about that, or if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and subscribe. I'm gonna start trying to post this kind of stuff. Why not? I got the rig. Make it happen, right? If you made it this far, I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. I will see you later.